Welcome to a video from thedigital-lifestyle.com. In this video we're going to have a look at the new Lumia 950 XL from Microsoft. I'm a 1520 user and I'm going to be upgrading to this 950. What's also really interesting with the 950 and the 950 XL is they support the Continuum dock, the Microsoft display dock, which means you can plug your phone into this dock via USB-C, and you can plug keyboard, mouse, monitor into the dock, and then on the TV or your monitor you get a full PC-like experience while you can still use the phone. So what we're going to do in this first video is I'm going to actually look at the phone itself, and we'll look at the display dock in a further video. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to unbox this, have a look at what's in the box and on the phone, and then we'll come back when I've set the phone up and actually have a look at how the phone works. So in the box we have the phone. And here we have a USB-C cable, so USB 3 on one end, USB Type-C port for the phone, and a charger as well, which is USB-C on it as well, which is really good really. So that means I can leave one charger say at home to charge the phone up, and then I can use another one to charge up at the office if I want, or of course I can use Qi charging, wireless charging as well. So here you can see for size reference, that's my 1520, which is a 6-inch phone, which is a big phone, against the 950. So it's smaller. It's a bit thinner and lighter. It's got a very nice feel in the hand. It's a plastic feel, it's a polycarbonate plastic back, which is the same as on the 1520. I know some people aren't that keen on that, but I do like that. But it's not a nice feel to it, a nice finish to it. It's a very light phone. I like a large phone, hence when I went for the XL, but it doesn't feel a particularly big phone. It has got a removable back where you can fit SIM card, micro SD card, micro SD card, and a removable battery. So if removable battery is important for you, then this is definitely a good thing. You've got the camera bump there, you can see it's not that pronounced actually, so, and with a triple flash as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to charge this up, which of course got fast charging via USB 3, so 30 minutes or so, but I'm actually going to spend the time going to set the phone up to my requirements, and then we'll come back and have a look at it some more. Right, now I've got the phone set up, I can go through some of the features of the phone and how I'm finding it so far. So first thing I noticed, really, this is my 1520. As you can see, it's smaller than the 1520. The screen size is 5.7 inch. This is a 6-inch screen, but you actually there's not a huge amount of difference in the actual sort of real estate on the screen. In fact, the screen's very high resolution. It's it's running 2560 by 1400, which is 518 ppi. So it's a really nice screen. But let's talk about the exterior of it first. So we've got a plastic polycarbonate back on here, but that actually feels rather nice to hold. It's got a nice lightweight feel. It doesn't feel as heavy or perhaps as sturdy as the 1520 or as tank-like as some of the other Lumia phones. So it feels quite a lightweight phone. You can hardly tell you've got it in your pocket, especially for such a big phone. So that's a really nice thing on it. You've got the single USB-C port on the bottom, headphone on the top, and on the side you've got volume up, power, volume down, and camera. This is a bit unusual really. You tend, on the other phones I've had anyway, you have power and then the volume keys, but you should get used to it. I can't really see an issue with that. I'm not sure why they did that, but it works fine for me. The removable back, of course, means you can switch the battery out as well, and it's got a 3340 milliamp battery in there, and I'm getting about a day, just over a day of battery charge. It's probably not quite as good as a 1520, but it's very difficult when you're first using the phone like this. I tend to use it a lot more, playing around, testing things. I've been testing photos than you would do normally, so you do get naturally less battery life on it. And like I said earlier, the screen is really nice. it's very clear, very bright, and it's got good viewing angles, you can see from there. So that is a real premium feature of it. Oh, I should say as well, the removable back, you can put the nano SIM card and the micro SD card in there as well. But if you really are worried about battery, you could carry a spare if you wanted to, but I don't think that'll be really necessary unless you have some specific scenario where you need that. One thing I do miss though is the double tap to wake. So it's got the glance screen on there, but it hasn't got double tap to wake. I'm not sure why that's not included, but I did like that. What it has got is Windows Hello. So let me see if I can demonstrate that for you. I'm just behind the camera here, so that's not currently working. So let me just try that again. So let's see if I can demonstrate that to you now. So I'll move over a bit closer to the camera. And there you go, log in. It's hard with the camera in the way I've got it here, but really you just hold it, I don't know, about that far away from your face, really just where you'd use it normally, and it signs you in. Of course, if that doesn't work, let me show you what happens if it doesn't work, and it can't see you, then you can just flip it up like that. I find it works with reading glasses on, without glasses on. You can do some training on it to improve the recognition, but it's a nice little feature. It works best when you just pick the phone up in your hand to use it to log in, as you would do normally. If you know, sometimes I do tend to leave the phone on the desk like that and may switch it on like that, then of course it's not going to see you, but as soon as I hold it up like that, then it's signed me in. So what about speed? Well, it's fast, I can say that. You can load up intensive pages with the browser, and you really only limit there is your bandwidth, the actual rendering, everything is really quick. You can switch to big apps like this Microsoft Health, which I always found that really slow in the past, but that's really quick at starting up, and you can go to group music, and as you see, everything on there is instant. There's no waiting, like you do perhaps on some of the lower end phones like 630. I used to get a lot of sort of waiting messages, but on this there's no waiting at all. Everything just opens instantly. It's like I'd preloaded these. I haven't. I'm just switching to them. Even there you go. I just switched that photo app. Everything switches really quickly. So there's plenty of performance on there. I haven't got any games not set up on here yet, but I will do. But there's no problem performance. I think when it's being pushed, it does get quite warm here at the back. I mean, currently it's actually fairly cool. That when I was downloading a load of music, it did start to get a bit warm, but not too hot, and it doesn't seem to impact battery life, and it cools down again when it's not in use. I'm talking of battery life. I'm running here 58%, which is probably about the same as my 1520 would be at this time of day. So anyway, processor, plenty of grunt on there. It's really going to be able to run anything that you can throw at it, including of course you've got Office on here with Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, and of course Outlook. Right, what else can I tell you about? Oh, camera. Again, I've not spent a huge amount of time on this yet. I'm going to do some more. I've done some experimenting with it. It's got a 20 megapixel rear camera with triple LED flash for natural light usage, for giving you natural light. And I found the camera really good. Let's look at the photos. Now, I did do a comparison on this so I can show you. So this photo here probably doesn't look too much on there. Was taken in pitch black room that I'm in now with no lights on at all, and if I can find the equivalent photo that I took on the 1520 at the same time, I can show you the difference. See, this is a slight difference with the 1520. You can see here it's just a little bit slow on catching up. Okay, that is the same photo. Okay, that was taken at the same time in this dark room. So to demonstrate the difference, what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to kill the lights and we'll see the difference between the two phones. Okay, so let's go to the camera. You can see there the radiator there in the room. If I take that now, that chair, it's doing a bit of thinking, and it's taken that I specifically switched the flash off on there. This is the 1520. You can just about make out that it's going to take something. So you can see there the 1520 has taken the picture okay. It's a bit on the grainy side. It's just crashed. But here on the 950 XL, you see it's also taking the picture, but it's nowhere near as grainy, a much better picture. I mean, it's not ideal, I've not really took this very well, but you can see the picture quality is much better. In fact, I can show some other pictures that, so I've got a couple of outdoor ones, which are very clear, good colour. It's not very colourful outside this time of year, nice pictures of mud. But you can see there that you do get some really nice pictures, and I am going to do spend some more time with the camera on there. But 20 megapixel is a really good camera on here. It also does great video in 4K video, and you can see a bit of video taken there, extremely sharp, extremely good quality, and you can do slow motion video as well. That's the same kind of thing, taking slow motion. I was trying to catch a squirrel here back, but it ran off before I took it. So I'll try and do a better video for these to show at some point in the future. See, that picture was taken in total darkness in the room at the time as well. So the camera is really nice on it. The triple flash should mean that you get good colour reproduction. This had the flash on it. On there, you see it's very clear, very nice, nice picture on there. So I need to spend some more time with the cameras really to get the most out of it. But you can see it is a really good camera, and it does have a 1080p front camera as well for Skype or selfies or whatever. Notice as well, there's no. These are software virtual buttons and not hardware buttons like they are on some of the Lumias. They don't do those anymore, which makes sense, especially when you do the auto rotate and things. Like if I open email, you see the buttons rotate like that. So other things I can tell you, it supports Qi charging, so you can still use existing Qi chargers that I had for my 1520. They work fine with this in the car and on my desktop. And the USB-C charging is about 30 minutes for a full charge, which is pretty impressive. So it's really good that. And they include in the box well, you saw earlier in the unboxing video, didn't you? So you saw the charger and cable, which they include. Now, one of the main features of this is Continuum, and I'm going to do a separate video for Continuum. I'll mention it now, but I've been playing with this and I've been impressed. So basically with this, you can use the USB-C cable to plug it into the Continuum dock. You then plug the keyboard and mouse and display into the dock, and eventually you turn this into a PC. So up on the screen you get all the universal apps like Mail and BBC Store app works, and Groove Music, films and TV, and they just run like a Windows 10 PC, and it works really well actually. And you can still use the phone as a phone or to run other apps at the same time. So I'll do a separate video of that, but it works really well. It's got a lot of potential for that. So you could just go to a hotel, plug your phone in via the dock to the TV in the room, and you've got a great way of watching movies and reading your email and everything else. It also works via Miracast. So if you've got a Miracast smart TV, you can do that, and you can use a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. So a great solution for turning into a PC. There's more to come, I think, from that, especially if we ever get to run sort of standard Windows apps rather than just the universal apps. But all the universal apps work on it, and as we're seeing more and more universal apps getting released, and you can even use the phone as a trackpad as well. But you'll see that on the separate video. Now, of course, it's running Windows 10 Mobile. This is the first version of Windows 10 Mobile release version. There's which is 10586 for those counting, the build 10586. I have had that on my other phones where I've been testing it through the Insider program. This build has been not bad. There's lots of crashes and bits and pieces with that, like hardware, like the screen would flicker and things. But this has been really good. There's no errors with that. I guess there is more performance to come in terms of battery life, because that's things that they have been improving, and this is a slightly older build than on the Insider program, so I think we will see new releases coming out with improvements in the OS. But this has been very stable so far. I've not had any major app crashes. The only thing I seem to have is Minecraft keeps crashing. It loads okay and then crashes when you start the game. So maybe there's some issues on that. But all the other apps I've had have been working fine. The Bluetooth works in the car kit. I'm using it with the Microsoft Band, and it works great with that as well. I had issues with the 1520 sending notifications, but I haven't seemed to have that so far. And as you see, it's very fast as well. That's what's really nice. So, I mean, Windows 10 Mobile, if you're worried about apps, then of course maybe that's something that's not right for you, but the apps I want are here on it. There are a couple that I'd like Sonos and things, but they may come eventually anyway in the form of a universal app, because of course a universal app means it runs on here, and it runs on a Windows 10 tablet and a Windows 10 PC as well. So that's a way of getting developers to write applications for Windows that will work across all the devices, not just phones or just PCs. So overall, I can say, well, it's early days. I've only been using it for a couple of days. £469. It's expensive. It's a flagship phone. It's a fast phone running the octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 810. 32 gig of storage, and of course you've got micro SD card, so you can expand that as much as you can get a micro SD card, and a great camera, and the universal apps run well. So if you are a Windows fan and want to run Windows on your phone, then this is a great device. When I went to the launch event in Manchester, I met a lot of Windows enthusiasts who were really looking forward to trying the app. If you're worried about specific Android apps, well, maybe it's not the phone for you, but so far I really like this. It's a nice replacement for my 1520. It feels like the successor of the 1520. If this is too big, there's a 950, the slightly smaller version, and there's actually a 550 coming out, which is a lower spec version. But so far I really like this phone, and we'll continue testing it. Look out for our Continuum dock video coming out soon, and I'll probably do a follow-up on this when I've spent some more time with it. You can read my thoughts on it on thedigital-lifestyle.com, and you'll find out more about Windows 10 and Windows 10 Mobile on thedigital-lifestyle.com, and in our new book, Entertainment Apps on the Go with Windows 10. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.